what do our kind deeds?
Lily.
Yeah. So Lily is here to talk about a book that has really encouraged her.
It didn't really encourage me, but it made me sad, yeah.
Oh.
I was crying throughout this whole book because it's really sad.
Yeah, but it's a graphic novel, right?
Yeah.
So you want to tell your viewers why all fourth graders love graphic novel.
Oh, because it's better to imagine them. Well, me, why I read them is because like it has just more interest in them because like it's easier to like imagine the setting of like the place. Like let's say if I'm reading this book without a graphic novel, it'd probably be hard to imagine a refugee.
A refugee.
Yeah,
oh,
a
refugee.
refugee.
Okay.
Like if someone that has like never been to like that doesn't know what it is, they'd probably be like, what is it? So like as a graphic novel for this book, see, it's pictured as a refugee of the tents. So like it would be easier to imagine it.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what did it say? New York Times bestseller from the Newbery
Of Roller Girl. It's just another book.
Yeah.
That's a graphic novel.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So what does the backstory talk about?
So,
just if you can put it in a summary, and where you got the book, where people can get the book from.
I'm just gonna read this.
Okay. Yeah.
So, Omari and his younger brother Hassana have spent most of their lives in Dubai, a refugee camp in Kenya. Life is hard there. Never enough food, agely dull, and without access to medical care. So,
yeah, you mentioned about it making you sad. So what are some things that made you bring that emotion of sadness?
Because they're originally from Somalia, but since there's a war there, they got separated with their mom, and their dad died during the war. So everyone who lived in Somalia this is based by a true story. Everyone in Somalia had to be taken to like a different country in Africa, like Kenya. They had to be taken to like a camp, which it's temporary, but they had to stay there for 7 years until they actually had the chance to go to America, because some people are still there probably from his time.
Yeah. And a refugee, when people come to different countries because they cannot live in their country anymore. And so, as you say, they can be there a long time.
It's not temporary though, but like until you're able to go somewhere else.
Yeah. So they were from, you said Somalia?
Yes, Somalia.
Stayed in the refugee camp in Kenya.
Because their country was in war,
so
they couldn't live there.
Yeah. So what did you take out of the story? Being okay, it made you sad, but what gave you hope?
That there's always hope, even if you're in a tough decision.
Yeah, that's
true. And
true.
the sad part, his brother, he has like a disability.
Oh, okay, all right.
That he can't pronounce stuff right.
Yeah.
And he can't learn stuff.
Okay.
So the only word he knows is hi.
Oh, okay. So you had a disability. Oh, this book must be really still emotion for you. Okay, all right. We'll keep it like that. But it's good you wanted to talk about it because it's close to heart. So, yeah. So, talk in general, other graphic novels that you read, on a better point. Like, what are the other graphic novels topic about?
There's one called Sisters, which is also a New York Times best-selling one, and it's mostly about this girl Raina. There's Smile, which is girl Raina. She does Girl Scouts, and like her and her friends, they were doing like a running contest, and Raina fell, and her front tooth, they're already grown in, but they fell out. So she had to go through a whole teeth surgery, and like going back to the orthodontist. She had to get braces, she had to get dentures, and she had to get fake teeth until her teeth were able to, till her gums were strong enough to try to replace back the teeth. So really, she went through a lot of pain with the teeth, really.
Okay.
Yeah, and she couldn't eat stuff.
Yeah.
a lot. She couldn't eat candy. Even after like her teeth were fine, she couldn't eat it for a whole year because like of the incident of her teeth. They're not really that strong.
So how do you get to pick your books? Like now, because you're reading a lot of graphic novels, is it based on the topic, or based on the interest, or based on what your other friends are reading about? How do you get to pick your books? Because I've seen you are really hanged down to graphic novels books, which is not a bad thing, but it would be good to do a mix of graphic novels and actual books.
What I really focus on is the title, the cover of the book, and then of course the description, because it gives you like a chunk of a piece what it's about.
Okay. And what is that book is? You reading this book, by the emotion that came up, I could tell like it's really. You somehow it was really close to your heart. You had already put yourself in that space or that area, imagining if it was you, and then the brother who had a disability and could not pronounce any word. So having that heart of thinking of other people shows that you're really grateful about what you have in life.
And then at the end of the book, after he went to America, he came back to help all the other people there. And then there's a picture of him.
So he gave back.
Yeah, he came back to help.
Here it is, if you can see it. I don't know whether you can see it. Hopefully you can. Yeah, and that's the book too also. You can see what she was talking about, the tense. It's really a powerful book. I would say I would really encourage even an adult. This is a graphic book that even an adult can read. I read it and there's there's something about it that is really different. You don't have to have lived in a camp, but how they have explained it, you just feel like you're there.
And then also they got separated with their mom.
Yeah.
And then at the end, when they went to America and then they came back, they found their mom.
Wow. Thank you for sharing that. Other books here, because I know there was another one. I love these two books, The Art of Communicating. You know, books communicate to us. Like we always say, anything that we put down has a signature of ourselves. That's one thing I love. And then this other book, Finding Gratitude, the simple ideas that can change your life. It says, I'm grateful for seniors. So it says seniors are connection to our ancestors. They have amazing stories. Let me tell you, when I read this one, it just reminds me, we were the last decade, or no, the last people to be read stories about to our grandparents. So it says there are amazing stories to share and have often sacrificed so much for us. I'm grateful to have spent time with my wonderful seniors as they have helped me to shape me into the person I am today. They fought for equality that makes my life easier. They are so inspiring. My seniors in my life help me with my children and have such positive influence on me. And then talking about, I'm grateful for my ancestors. So we are talking about our forefathers. You know, my ancestors have taught me many lessons. I feel their presence with me. Without them, I wouldn't exist. You know, if we think of our forefathers and that ladder of the family, you know, they did so much for the land that now we are living in that we didn't have to work so hard for, but we're enjoying the fruits. So somebody ahead of us did do the work for us. So I just wanted to leave you with those two because, I mean, I love this book because it talks about gratitude. The ones who know me, they know very well, like I really love the word gratitude. Gratitude teaches you that there are so many beautiful reasons to be happy. So if you think of happiness, you know, the acceptance, the challenges, even when we're in challenge, let's be grateful. And then gratitude for silence. Silence allows me to focus, not to be distracted. With a world that we are so busy, there's a lot of noise. We even miss that moment of being silent. So check out these two books. Actually 3, not 2. So this one and this one. You don't have to be a reader to pick out these books. You can even get it in Audible. But keep them close to you. They serve as a gentle reminder that we wear gratitude like a clock, and it will fill every corner of your life. Any last words for kid out there? Not today, not tonight? Yeah.
Just read more books.
Yeah, read more books. Widens your vocabulary. visit the library. Books never get old. I know at times we like think, oh, another book, and they can be spendy. But we can be savvy by looking at half-price books where you get some books. You can borrow books from the library. You can start exchanging books with friends. You know, if you know a friend who's reading this book and another friend is reading another book, you can do the exchange, like the one we're talking about, doing that with your friends. Then that way you limit buying so many books if you're trying to minimize that cost. So subscribe, like our video, and share comments too, or suggestions of other things that you would want us to talk about and direction you want to go. Thank you.